Marcel Echo Lima Lima Oscar. Good afternoon from London, sunny England, from your host, your guy himself, the one and only and truly, DLG Reppin', otherwise short for Dele London Guna, space, Romeo Echo Papa Papa Indigo November. Welcome again to another DLG Reppin's Daily Transfer News, bringing you all things to do with Arsenal Football Club in terms of transfer speculations, the ins and outs. And believe me, the summer that we've had so far in pre-season, I'll tell you what, the results against Chelsea, massive result. Good win, or should I say a massive win. But for me, the main things I'm looking out for is match sharpness, fitness, and building morale based on confidence. And those are the attributes I'm looking at. So, allow me to say good morning to you guys, wherever you're watching around the world. Whether you are brushing your teeth, feeding your pets, taking your children to school, or allow me to say good afternoon, good evening, whether you are still out in your swimming pools, sunbathing, could be washing your car, could be doing food shopping elsewhere, or allow me to say good night and rest well to those amazing football fans as well as Gooners all around the globe. So let's shout out to nations around the world. Excuse me. Is there anyone watching in Canada? Then he said California. Or anyone watching in United States of America? I know Gooners were out there yesterday. If you're watching in United States or Canada, give us a shout. Remember, yeah, to smash the thumbs up like button for me, yeah? Make sure you do that in abundance. Make sure you share this channel all over the world, especially to your friends and your relatives, yeah? And if you're watching for the first time, viewer, if that's you, welcome on board. Do share this channel amongst your friends and your relatives and tell them to share it amongst their friends and relatives, yeah? That makes sense. And the chat, if you've got a question, if you want to talk about the Arsenal result, if you've got an opinion on the football club, any other subjects, leave it in the chat, yeah? As far as I'm concerned, my comment section is always for positive feedback. On top of that, yeah, do subscribe to the channel, yeah? Smash that famous subscribe button. Left, right, and center, gloriously but passionately. Remember, if you do subscribe, I'll shout you out, yeah? Whoever you are. And that's me showing my love and appreciation. On top of that, I hope you're enjoying yourselves on Sunday, or it could be Monday elsewhere. Anyways, let's have a look at the certain situations going on at the football club. Now, obviously the team are passionately, pleasing the fans. And it's nice that the club has allowed the fans and the players to reconnect again, unlike previous years. However, looking at the activity on the pitch, well, we've picked up good wins. And like I said, the fitness, the sharpness, the intensity that we're playing with and the confidence is there. And if we can take that to the first game of next season, and that's Crystal Palace away, which is less than 2 weeks away, by the way. And I will be there in attendance. We take that to Crystal Palace at Sellers Park, we can get ourselves a result. I want to personally see Arsenal getting at least from the first 3 league games, there's 9 points to play for. That's your first 9 points. Now, here's a question to you Arsenal fans and football fans. If you want to comment, then please do so. How many points will we get in our first 3 league games? Palace away, Leicester City at home, Bournemouth away. How many points in our first 3 league games? Leave it in the chat. I believe minimum 5, realistically 7. That's my prediction. If you got a score, well, if you got a points prediction out of those first 3 league games, leave it in the chat. But let's get into it, yeah? Or before I'll get into the ins and out, when I big up countries around the world, is anybody watching in Jamaica? Any Jamaican fans? Anyone watching in the Democratic Republic of Congo? Anyone watching in South Africa? Any Gooners out there? Any Gooners watching in China? Is any Gooners watching in Turkey? Shout out to the Turks. Is anyone watching in Iceland? Anyone watching in Iceland? Would anybody be watching in Brazil, for that matter? Is anybody watching in Switzerland? Yeah? Is anybody watching in Colombia? Or is anybody watching in Argentina? Shout out to the Argentinians. Also, is there anybody watching in Australasia? Australia. Anybody watching in Samoa? Shout out to the Samoans. How about any Gooners out there in Fiji? Shout out to the Fijians. Anybody watching in Hawaii? Anybody watching in Yemen? Can I shout out to anyone who's watching in Syria? Well, DLG repping, I'll call out all nations around the world. One more nation. Is anybody watching in Ukraine? Shout out to all the Ukrainians who've been through the suffering. Hopefully there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and that light will bring you peace, harmony, and love again. Anyway, excuse them, what? Let's get on with it. Now, the ins. Now, I don't know who we're close to signing, but I want that midfield strengthened, because I think we've got some depth in the defence to an extent, but we've got no depth in the midfield, and that's and we need another attacker. So those are the 2 areas I'm going to focus on. Now, let's talk about a Brazilian midfielder who we were linked with on loan. He goes by the name of Arthur Melo. Now, Arthur Melo, we were linked with him last year. Juventus wanted a 2-year loan. Arsenal refused that and demanded a 1-year loan. So we're going back in for him, and I think Juventus have made it publicly clear that him, Aaron Ramsey, and Adrian Rabiot will be available to leave. They have been given permission to leave the club. You know, they're not part of the management's plan. And for me, out of the 3, I'll definitely will go for Milo. Just see what he's like. I haven't ever seen him play before. Can't say I've watched him live, or let alone watched him live. But for me, if he can bring a different dynamic into the midfield to make a difference, then he can contribute towards Arsenal having a good season. But he's going to need some amazing teammates to help him out. Now, another player that I've been talking about all summer, I think most Arsenal fans have been talking about him all summer, Youri Tielemans. Now, this would give the fan base a lift. And I mean a lift. If we can get someone in that ilk who's capable of controlling the midfield and winning games and score of great goals, for me, this will give the fan base a lift. Now, I am definitely quietly confident that we will get the Youri Tielemans deal over the line. It's just a matter of how we do it. It's just a matter of not how, but when is it going to be done? Because we've been waiting patiently for a long time. However, Youri Tielemans has chosen Arsenal over Manchester United. He's keen to come over. His representatives are waiting for Arsenal to put the money on the table. Now it's time to deliver. So for me, Youri Tielemans is an Arsenal player that we want to see at the Emirates. And for me, he might sound like he's not the most mobile, but he's anything little bit mobile than Xhaka is better than non-mobile. And for me, he gets around the pitch as much as he can. Two seasons ago, he was doing that consistently, and even the season before that. So there's no qualms on that. But for me, I want to see a Yuri Tillemans at the club. Right. Let's talk about the striking position here. Can we go in for Ivan Toney? Would Ivan Toney be up for a new challenge this season? I mean, we need a different type of striker to Jesus and Eddie Nketiah. I say it's only a matter of time until something goes wrong, and we need to look at that situation. Now, Gianluca Scamacca has agreed a deal with, West Ham and Sassuolo agreed a 35.5 million deal for Gianluca Scamacca. Now, I am disappointed in that. I'm sure he was wanted by Mikel Arteta. Arsenal put in a bid and it got rightfully rejected. Sassuolo has asked for 35 million. West Ham have put in 35.5 million and the deal has been agreed. So he is going to be arriving in East London somewhere, doing his medical after agreeing personal terms. Now, he's not exactly a pacey striker, but he does give an option. Now, I want a different type of striker. If we can't go for him, the next alternative would be an Ivan Toney. Or what about a Dominic Calvert-Lewin? I've called him out here. Why can't we look at one of the two English strikers? Both good target men. The aerial prowess is sublime. And they're both goal-scoring strikers, or you can call them goal-scoring target men, as I've always called them. Now, I think one will cost more than the other, that is for sure. And I would feel that Dominic Calvert-Lewin will be a lot more pricier than Ivan Toney. Right, let's go back into the midfield area. Let's look at the defensive area. Now, right back is an issue for me because seeing a centre-half playing in that position, I don't think that will work against Crystal Palace because as well as Ben White is good at defending because of his centre back in his centre back performances in his DNA. The thing I have question over is him playing as a right back from an offensive point of view. When we need someone to support Saka when Saka's going at their left back, we ain't got an outlay on the overlap. Now with Cedric Suarez, defensively, he is not the best. He gets caught sleeping at the worst of times. Now that's where we need to go in hard for a right back. Now Tariq Lamptey is a guy that I've always admired. Even Max Aarons, I mean, he would love the opportunity to return to the Premier League. And if Arsenal come knocking, with all due respect to Norwich City Football Club, it's a different knock. Now, Hector Bellerin, I do not feel that I'll be flabbergasted if he does start against Crystal Palace. His heart's not in it. You can see that the flame in his eyes have gone. And from what I'm hearing, he is overly keen on a move to Real Betis. He wants to go back to Real Betis on a permanent basis. Now, Real Betis have got to cough up the money or somehow find the money that Arsenal want for Hector Bellerin. Ainsley Maitland-Niles, I won't have a problem with him starting at right back against Crystal Palace. However, he did say that he doesn't want to play right back or left back. He wants to play in the midfield area. I get that. But Arteta doesn't feel that he can trust him. And I don't know what the relationship is between Arteta and Ainsley Maitland-Niles. All I can say is he may not be playing for Arsenal for too long. It's only a matter of time until he is sold. Luca Torreira, he is a DM by trade, but again, we're not going to ask a guy to perform in the first league game of the season away to Crystal Palace and we all know that his heart's not in it. Either another one's going to be sold. Now, Fiorentina is the destination he wants, but I think another Italian club is coming for him. It's all down to his representative. Even though Valencia have claimed that they've agreed personal terms with Arsenal, when Arsenal know nothing about that, to be fair to them. Maybe they do. We don't know what's going on behind the scenes. Nuno Tavares, this guy, yeah, I've said it before and I'll say it again. He needs to learn the role of a left back. You know, what skills it's required to be a successful left back, especially from a defensive point of view. You know, he needs to understand the discipline and the positioning of a good left back from a defensive point of view. Offensively, he's quick and athletic. I ain't got no problem with that. I have a problem with him when he's asked to do the basics from a defensive point of view, and he loses concentration quite a lot. And I think this loan move will do him the world of good. And speaking of doing him in the world of good, William Saliba, I've heard raving reports about him. Good feedback on his performances and how calm he is on the ball and how reassuring he is amongst his defenders in the back four. Now, there's some Arsenal fans really hyping him up as calling him William Campbell. If he's half as good as Sol Campbell, then we will have a hell of a centre half. But anyway, I'm going to end it here and say once again, humans, it's been a pleasure. So ladies to the gentlemen, to the boys, to the girls, I thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. As I save the best to last, you know what I always do. Thank you so much for putting up with me. It's a lovely day in sunny England. And yet again, I've got 20 seconds left. Peace, love, and bless again. Do look after your friends, look after your families, look after yourselves. Remember, DLG Reppin'. We'll chat again. Please just be nice. Yeah, before I got cut off, remember, be nice.